Education is not an affair of telling and being told, but an active and constructive process. This video highlights Domain 4, which is about curriculum and planning. Domain 4 addresses teachers' knowledge and interaction with the national and local curriculum requirements. This domain encompasses their ability to translate curriculum content into learning activities that are relevant to learners and based on the principles of effective teaching and learning. Therefore, in this segment of the learning experience, field study students will be exposed to various activities that allow them to examine different lesson plan exemplars and their parts and to construct their own lesson plan.
A lesson plan is the teacher's blueprint for what the class will cover and how it will be done efficiently. The learning objectives for the class meeting must be determined before you can design your lecture. Upon seeing and conducting observation in the lesson plans that our mentor has presented, we teachers observed the three models of lesson plan, specifically 5A model, semi-detailed lesson plan, and the third one is an OSLEA format.
Here are the formats of each lesson plan model that we observed. First is the 5E, which contains Engage, wherein short exercises are used by the teacher to encourage inquiry. Second, we have Explore, wherein students are encouraged to explore the topic in a hands-on and interactive way. Third is the Explain, wherein it provides a structured opportunity for the teacher to clarify and explain the key concepts and principles. Fourth one is the Elaborate, wherein students broaden their conceptual understanding as they solve a problem in a new setting and apply knowledge to new experiences. Last is the Evaluate, wherein students assess their education and present evidence of their grasp of fundamental ideas.
The other model is the semi-detailed lesson plan, which has 5 parts, namely objective, subject matter, procedure, evaluation, and assignment. Objectives includes the specific learning goals or objectives that a teacher wants his or her students to achieve by the end of the lesson. While subject matter includes of the particular subject and how it connects to the national curriculum. In procedure, it is the body of plan and it is a description of how the lesson will develop step by step. Next is the evaluation, which will assess and evaluate student learning during at the end of the lesson. Lastly, the assignment, which are the homework or activities for the students to complete outside of the classroom to enforce their learning. The last model is OSLEA, and each part is similar with the two models that has been observed. OSLEA has learning objectives, subject matter, and learning process.
From the lesson plan exemplar that our mentor gave us, we chose 5E model sample to examine and describe how each part was written. The 5E lesson plan model has 5 phases that encourage students to engage their curiosity, that provide a structure for students to connect their ideas with their experiences and apply their learning to new contexts. This format of lesson plan has 4 parts: objectives, subject matter, learning procedure, and agreement. The 5E can be found in the learning procedure part, which are the Engage, Explore, Explain, Elaborate, and Evaluate.
In the Engage, it is an open lesson where teacher will have an activity or game related to the topic to motivate the students, assess their level of comprehension, and pique their interest in order to promote more active learning. In the Explore, a group activity was given, which is an effective teaching strategy in order for the students to have interest in the lesson. In the Explain, it is the time when the teacher will discuss the lesson. In the Elaborate, the teacher will ask the whole class to actively participate in the discussion, or it can be presented in an activity about the topic. Lastly is the Evaluate, where the teacher will measure what the students learn after the discussion. It is a period of reflection to determine the learning outcomes.
Most of us answered that the 5E lesson plan model is easy to construct due to its familiarity with its parts in order. The most difficult part is defining learning objective, which should be SMART and follow cognitive, affective, and psychomotor stages. The agreement or assignment part is the easiest part, as it can be done at home and checked the next day. Lesson plans are guide for teachers, and understanding how to create them is crucial.
The lesson plans represented in this text are a combination of inquiry-based, collaborative, discovery-based, and constructivist teaching methods. The first plan uses a 5A approach, focusing on group activities and lectures, while the second uses a semi-detailed plan with inquiry-based learning and individual learning. The third plan uses a learner-centered and constructivist approach. This method helps learners practice critical thinking, problem-solving, and decision-making, leading to better understanding of concepts.
Intended learning outcomes are crucial for effective teaching and learning. They must be measurable, allowing teachers to provide activities that measures what they want to measure while achieving the intended learning outcomes. The learning design framework, known as the Magic Triangle, ensures that intended learning outcomes, activities, and assessments are connected and aligned together. Congruent instruction involves designing learning activities to support objectives and creating evaluation procedure to gauge significant learning outcomes.
The lesson plan that our group constructed is a SLAIA lesson plan. It helps the teachers feel confident in their subject matter and gives the students a solid foundation for learning. Both the teachers and students' activities are outlined in this plan. Our lesson plan topic is all about giving the place value and finding the value of a 3-digit number. Aside from that, we have also created a TOS with a 10-item multiple choice.
Here is our SLAIA lesson plan and TOS.
Lesson plan plays a vital role of every teacher. A lesson plan is not a simple assignment to write. It serves as the backbone of their teaching. It helps them plan out their teaching process more carefully and effectively. We all know that creating a lesson plan is challenging due to several factors. One of the challenges that we encounter is defining clear and measurable learning objectives leading to effective learning outcomes. Since we are carefully consider whether it focuses on what the student should understand or be able to do by conclusion of a specific period.
Another challenge is that activities must be catchy enough and unique, but at the same time, aligned to the objective and can measure what we want to measure. Since we are future elementary teacher and we're going to teach kids someday, thinking activities that are appropriate and at the same time enjoyable can be very challenging. Furthermore, we must include the students' diverse learning needs to accommodate different learning styles, abilities, and fees.
To deal with these problems, we should engage in continually professional development, connect with colleagues, and reflect on their teaching practices on a regular basis. Seeking feedback from students can also aid in identifying areas for improvement in lesson planning and delivery. Indeed, lesson plans takes a lot of effort to be accomplished, and once it was accomplished, teaching and learning process will be successful. Successful, just a reminder that lesson plans are just basis of what should be done in the class. We, future teachers, and full-fledged teachers should be flexible and innovative so that once the activities and the lesson plan did not meet the expectation outcome, we can think of other ways on how to achieve the outcome we want.
We are future teachers who love teaching and teach children to love learning.